to be known as the Thorndale Corridor Tax Increment Financing Redevelopment Project Area, and the adoption of tax increment allocation financing. Therefore, but after the last joint review board meeting, there was a continuance, so there will be no action taken here this evening, but there are some people that may want to speak on this matter. If there is, this would be the time. You would have 3 minutes. Anybody? Yes, you have to go to the podium, state your name and address.
Before you adjourn, just announce the next public hearing dates are February 2nd and March 5th.
Evening, my name is Pete Knazovich. I represent a property at 371 Baum. And my question is, can someone explain to me what this TIF thing is? Because I read through the brochures and it was,
Maybe
I'm
Brad.
not a lawyer.
Who would take this one? Go ahead, state your name and you could sit at the table.
Is this good? Okay,
Yes.
you want to do it, great. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council and sir. My name is Jeff Dickinson. I'm the city's TIF consultant, so that's where I'm coming from. We did the eligibility study for the TIF area. A TIF is a special taxing district, the purpose of which is to provide a source of funds to allow for discretionary municipal spending to foster redevelopment. So at the taxpayer level, for a property owner, it has no effect on the way your property is assessed. Your tax bill should not change except to where the money goes. So it'll, if your property values go up, the taxes on your current value will go to the normal taxing bodies as they do, but if they go up, the increase in taxes will go to the TIF fund to help pay for redevelopment within the district, and the city council would authorize any of that spending in the future. This exercise tonight is talking about creating the district, and in the future, council would make decisions about spending the money. Does that
You have
help?
another question, sir?
Yes, a follow-up then?
Yes.
So if indeed our taxes increase, being in that TIF area, are we going to be able to get some benefits from that?
Sure,
Go ahead.
one way, theoretically, I guess I shouldn't say to your property in particular, but generally speaking, if you bring forward a redevelopment project, if you just continue to operate your business or your property as it is, there's really not any particular way to access TIF money. But if you have a redevelopment project or have some economic development effort that you're undertaking, you can make a request of the city for some of that TIF money.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Mary Koonce, Koonce. I represent a property on Creel Drive in Wooddale. And curious on where this, the TIF money, would it be tagged exactly to what the layout is for the redevelopment plan according to the O'Hare, plans went out in 2009? Are those set in stone for what those are? Or is it a rough draft of what those industrial park areas are gonna be? Because some of those obviously borderlines, so that do affect my building.
Go ahead, Mr. Dickinson.
Sure. Yeah, my firm worked on the 2009 plan as well, so that was a precursor, as you've anticipated or identified, to this effort. That plan is a plan, and again, if I'm wrong, and please, council or staff, correct me, but this is my understanding. That plan is a plan. We think it's a credible plan for redevelopment, but it is flexible. And the city, I think, in the course of developing that plan, recognizes nothing goes exactly according to plan, but the general ambition, I think, is right. The locations of land uses are right. So, but it's all subject to partnership with the private sector. And so, the city can only do so much to foster redevelopment. If the projects don't make sense and don't emerge, it'll happen differently. Or if they emerge in a different form, it may go that way. All of that, again, is subject to council approval. So that, nobody's getting money for a project until these folks say it's okay and fits with the goals of the community, essentially. But that plan, I think, is a good guiding document. Is that fair to say?
Okay.
Yes.
One follow-up
ahead.
question. Is that
Yes.
okay?
No, go ahead.
The study of the buildings, when I was reading through saying that, 50% of the buildings look like they're deteriorated. Who determined those, and how was that determined?
My firm, we
Go
did
ahead.
that.
Okay.
And we went building by building, and we photographed it. So I don't have all the photographs here with me, but we took a picture of every building. We also took pictures of the the site improvements is the term we use, but it's non-building improvements, so parking lots, driveways, streets. And the test that we take, the lenses essentially that we put on when we walk out there is, are there things that need to be fixed that are beyond normal maintenance? That's the language in the state law. So if you've got peeling paint, we would not consider that an evidence of deterioration. But if you've got a broken window, if you've got bricks that are coming loose, if the fascia's coming off the building, that would get the box checked. So that was the sort of the types of things we were looking for and found on 53% of the buildings in the area. But we also found, more probably, to your point, I think, on the site improvements, cracked driveways, cracked sidewalks, cracked streets. That was more prevalent, for sure.
Okay. And is that determined, like if I wanted to see what was determined on our building, because I said I'm already making improvements on the
Sure.
inside of my building and continue making improvements on our building, how is that reflected, and is it wise to continue with that, or is there TIF money that's gonna be, say, hey, wait,
Yeah.
for that to do it, so.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the facts for everybody's property. I mean, the way the analysis is done, it's not really, we're not trying to point out, hey, you're a bad property owner, you gotta fix your stuff. It's just, is there a pattern of underinvestment, I think, in the area? And so, if the city's okay with it, I'm happy to talk to you. I don't have it with me today, but we can get that information to you in terms of the findings for your parcel.
Okay.
But it's not, like I said, it's not a finger-pointing exercise. It's do we have a district that needs some help? That's the question.
Very good, thank you.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Ryan Weigel, Weigel Tourx, located 935 North Central Avenue. Also the building, adjacent building, 950 Seaver Drive, which is actually the corner, if you see underneath the draft over there. The problem I have with the TIF, okay, we are expanding business. And I see all the criteria you have over here. We have 130 employees. We have a lot of heavy-duty equipment. Our type of business is not something you pick up and move, okay? Now you're telling me that with this TIF money and this so-called plan, right, what is the value of my property and my business now and on that property, okay? And let's just say, for any chance that I would like to sell my business, okay, and like to move before this happens, who in their right mind would buy my property? Think about that.
Well, I guess.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, is that all right? I apologize.
Yes, go ahead.
I mean, I think TIF is intended to be a tool to foster redevelopment. So if you choose to sell your property to a developer, and I'm making up a scenario that obviously we don't know about, and he or she wants to assemble several parcels, yours and several adjacent parcels, to do a big redevelopment project. If you don't want to sell it to him or her, you don't have to. I mean, that's item one, so that's entirely within your control. But if things need to be changed to make that project feasible, and then he or she can really want to buy your land, there are tools here to move the roads, to move the water lines, the sewer lines. So, if that's the opportunity at the highest level, is to provide financial sources to facilitate redevelopment. But again, private property owners have control of the property. You can choose to stay, and that's well within your control.
I can honestly say that as far as my building, as far as the upkeep, you can talk to John Philander, you can talk to John Forrest. I've been keeping them very busy. That whole lot, that whole rendering right there, it's not even accurate. We have an addition we put on in 2011 with permeable pavers. We have no impact in the city whatsoever. As far as my building, it's been modernized, it's been upkept, and now I am in the heart of that bullseye. The last time I seen that rendering is when there was my building was scheduled to be a parking garage. And how do I even take that as an owner? How would you interpret that?
It is just a plan. If you're, not amenable to it, I don't know, the city, that's a future, that happens in partnership with the private sector. So if you don't want to sell your property, that's, I think, within your rights.
You have a follow-up? Go ahead.
How is the approval of the TIF money being done? By you folks, or is it by a vote, or does it go to the public, or how is that adapted? What are the criteria to adapt this?
Mr. Bond?
Yeah. Ultimately, it would be the city council. There is, the TIF statute does identify those expenses that are TIF eligible, that those monies could be expended for.
Okay,
And
so
it's
it's
got
not
to be
done.
within the TIF. It's reinvested within the TIF. That's the whole purpose of those.
Okay, so
uses.
it's not like a public vote within your districts, whatever, that's saying, hey, we want to do this, and it's got to be voted by the public, it's done by the council itself. And as long as it meets the criteria of what a TIF district is.
Mr. Bond.
Is that accurate?
That's correct.
Okay.
Would anybody else like to address the council? Yes, sir.
Martin Weigel, the chairman of Weigel Two Works. Can you tell me the time frame? I have a business. I'm an international business right now. I work with all three continents. I'm a strong automotive supplier. I need to know timeframes.
Mr. Dickinson.
I don't think there's any specific time frame. As my understanding, that no developers, generally speaking, the development community, in terms of trying to implement this project, requires this tool to make it work. And so I think once this tool, should the council choose to approve it, is approved, conversations may become more expedited. But at this point, I'm not aware of any plan,
Okay, so
specific plan.
I'm safe until 20, at least.
I guess so.
I'm sorry.
I'm safe until 2020?
I can tell you right now that on this council, nobody said that we're going to force any business out.
Okay, well, that's
That-
very good. Thank you
yeah.
very much.
Anybody else? Okay, before I adjourn the meeting, the next GRB meeting with all the other taxing bodies is set for February 2nd, and the next public hearing would be March 5th. I need a motion to adjourn the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned. We'll give them a couple minutes before we start. Okay. Can I just remove item number 1? I can do it, right? All right, I'd like to call the city council meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Catalano.
Here.
Alderman Jacob.
Here.
Alderman Lazara.
Here.
Alderman Sizmarsky.
Here.
Alderman E. Wesley.
Here.
Alderman R. Wesley.
Here.
Alderman Woods.
Here.
Mayor Police.
Here, I declare quorum present. Please stand, join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
I need a motion to approve the city special council minutes of January 8th.
Second.
Who was the first one?
Eugene.
Okay.
Any corrections, comments? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Communications, I do have, well, first we'll ask for citizens wish to be heard on matters not listed on the agenda. Okay. I do have one written communique. It's regarding the honor flight, Chicago, for the veterans. Saturday, February 28th, 2015, from 7 to 10 p.m. at the, what's the ice arena? Edge Ice Arena in Bensonville. Advance tickets are $20 for adults, $10 for children under age 12. Tickets purchased at the door for $25 for all ages. Again, that's February 28th, 7 to 10. And there's a little letter here. As promised, just wanted to give information about the Honor Flight Chicago, big fundraiser at the Edge in Bensonville. They're going to have Jim Cornelius singing the national anthem, Emerald Society bagpipers, Rob Johnson from CBS as our announcer, Blackhawks mascot Tommy Hawk and the Ice Crew, celebrity player D.B. Sweeney, and other special promotions.
Is it AM or PM?
It's 7 p.m. Okay, under Mayor's Report, Eagle Scout Proclamation, Brandon J. Martin, and my thing just went out. No, Brandon is away at college, so I'll just read the proclamation. Eagle Scout Brandon J. Martin, Boy Scouts of America is a vital force in the development of our youth through its many programs which encourage the ability of its members to do things for themselves and especially for others. Whereas one of the major objectives in the scouting program is to develop citizenship through community involvement. And in addition to working for citizenship, merit badges, scouts are encouraged to participate in community service projects. And whereas Brandon J. Martin is a member of the Boy Scouts of America and has not only proven himself to be an outstanding member, but has attained the highest honor bestowed on a scout, the Eagle Scout Award. The Eagle Scout Award is a distinction that will follow him throughout life and will be a beacon to others of the leadership quality and commitment this young man has shown. Now therefore, I, Annunziata Police, recognize Brandon J. Martin as worthy of the highest honor and encourage him to continue his commitment to excellence. Next, City Manager's Report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have one item. Just yesterday, the executive director of the Park District reached out to me and inquired if the city would like to partner with the Park District for a movie series this coming summer. As you know, the area where the city usually hosts movies will be under construction with the safety improvements. So the Park District's looking to partner with us and has asked if we'd like to partner with them with some monetary donations towards the movies, and then they would staff the event. And then there's a couple of dates that they listed.
Alderman Wesley?
Where would the movies be played at?
They are suggesting Franzen Grove.
Mosquito Heaven.
Like I said, they are suggesting Franzen Grove.
Go ahead, you follow?
I have no problem, but I would like a different location, because when we had a music in a park there, it was like Mosquito Heaven, so I don't think we'll be able to turn out if that's the case.
The dates that they would like to utilize are July 8th, July 22nd, and August 12th. And just a rounding of the numbers, if the city wanted to contribute $1,000 towards the series, that would work, or you can pick another amount if you wanted to.
A quick question, what did we used to spend on this? I know we used to do 4 weeks ourselves, so.
We used to rent equipment, which we now partnered with the Park District on, so we no longer have to rent the equipment, and then we had to pay for the licenses for the movies as well. I don't recall the amount, but I know it was definitely more than $1,000.
Alderman Jacob, go ahead, Al.
Like you said, we used to do 4. I mean, if we're gonna do this, I'd like to see at least 4 movies.
You can bring that to the Park District's attention, Jeff.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Alderman Jacob said we used to do 4, he'd like to still see 4.
I think it was 20.
Alderman Lazar, you were next.
Are you looking for a motion to donate this $1,000
Again,
tonight?
well, I'm looking for some consensus from the
Yeah.
council if they wanna do the sharing of the program with the Park District and contribute an amount, and then I'll ask them to add the 4th day, so.
Yeah, I would say that $1,000 would be,
But if we had the 4th day, then that would add on another cost.
yeah,
so I
well,
would-
we got 3 for 1,000, so we're at $300 a piece or so.
Yeah, the 1,300 probably.
Yeah,
Well, they'll give us the numbers and we'll be able to make the motion then, right? We don't even have a number yet that they're looking for. Alderman Wesley, go ahead.
My question, are we going to have a say-so in these movies, or are they going to pick it?
Mr. Murmas.
Like I said, I just talked to him yesterday. He gave me dates and 3 movies that they'd like to do. So I have the movies that they had suggested.
So my question, as a council, this is a program that we started. And I'd like to see if the council started and see if we even want those dates. I mean, maybe we don't want those dates. Or maybe we work on different dates if we don't like those dates. July 8th, how many people are gonna be out of town still? I don't know.
Mr. Murmas.
Well, you know what I'll do? I'll reach out to him tomorrow, and I'll say the city's definitely interested and will most likely partner, but just get some more information, and if everybody's comfortable, I'll come back with more
right.
information.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Murmas?
No, that's it.
All right, thank you. Consent agenda, I'm going to remove item number 1 off the consent agenda. Pardon me? Okay. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent, well, need a motion to enter for the consent agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any questions? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Motion carries. Next, I'll entertain a motion to approve the 2 items on the agenda. Item number 2, approval of partial payment request number 13 to Williams Brothers Construction Incorporated for the North Wastewater Treatment Plant Upgrades Project Phase 1B in the amount not to exceed $880,355.55. Item number 3, a resolution seeking to approve 2 tasks, day-to-day pre-treatment operations and non-compliance operations under an existing professional services agreement between the City of Wooddale and Robinson Engineering for engineering services in the amount not to exceed $95,100. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Alderman, pardon me. Alderman Catalano?
Yes.
Alderman Jacob?
Yes.
Alderman Lazara?
yes,
Alderman Sizmarsky?
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Woods?
Yes.
And that passes. Next, committee chairman reports, planning and zoning, Alderman Woods.
Mayor, I have one report. It's a vote on bid for ornamental city signage project.
Mr. Murmas?
Mr. Murmas.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the reason this was listed on here, I believe, is we had to, if the council wanted to, as at the committee, they wanted to deny all the bids and then go back out with further information. We
need a motion.
So I think we need to.
Well, then I'll make a motion to officially deny all the bids.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. That's the end of my report, Mayor.
Thank you. Public Health and Safety, Alderman Wesley.
No report.
Thank you. Public Works, Alderman Lazara.
Thank you, Mayor. I have one. An ordinance establishing revised regulation in Chapter 7 of the Municipal Code regarding sewer use and sewerage pre-treatment. I'm going to turn that over.
Is that your motion?
Yes, that's my
Do
motion.
I have a second?
Second.
Mr. York.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, this is basically the pre-treatment ordinance that was brought to you back in October of 2013. Took a little while to get it all finalized through the US EPA. It's been revised several times and approved by our consultant and legal counsel.
Any questions? Roll call.
Alderman Catalano?
Yes.
Alderman Jacob?
Yes.
Alderman Lazara?
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky?
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Woods?
Yes.
That passes. That concludes your report?
Mayor,
Thank you. Finance and Administration, Alderman Sismarski.
Mayor, I have a resolution setting the schedule of regular meetings for the city council and committees of the whole of the city and the Wooddale for the calendar year 2015. That's my motion.
That's it.
Second?
Any questions on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
So, Bright Oaks fee structure, restructure. Make a motion to amend the development agreement to phase payment of building fees, permit fees.
Is that your motion?
Yes.
Is there any specific,
Yeah, there's a timeline. If you need a.
well, we're gonna need to put that in the motion.
Go ahead.
Oh, wait, hold on. I think Alderman Woods, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Mayor, I have the timeline here. I'll just, for everybody.
Go ahead.
So the total permit fee is $696,088. That includes the $20,000 for the fire department. That'll be phased in 4 payments, the first payment being due 1/16/15. That would be tomorrow. That payment would be $147,469 even. The next payment would be due is $210,000 even. That would be due 6/31/16. The third payment would be $274,619. That payment would be due 6/31/17. And the last and final payment of $64,000, which would be due 12/31/17. That is the motion.
Second.
Hold on one second. Who second?
Me.
Well,
Well, Mike made the motion.
I was just saying, reading that was part of that motion.
I don't care.
Who
Whoever
made
you
the
wanna-
motion? So Mike made the motion.
Mike made the
You
motion.
seconded it?
I second.
You second.
John wants a question.
Hold on. 1 second. And we need clarification. Mr. Bond is asking for some clarification.
Yeah, just so the motion is clear, it's going to be a motion to amend the development agreement between the City of Wooddale and Memory Care LLC. It's an amendment of the agreement that was entered into on July 19th, 2012. Pursuant to the city code, those fees are the schedule of the payment of fees are due at the beginning. The council is altering that, so that's going to be set forth by way of, rather than amending the code for one specific situation, what you're doing is simply amending the payment schedule, and that's set forth in the agreement. So it's essentially an amendment to the development agreement, setting forth the revised permit fee payment dates as was reiterated by Alderman Woods.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions?
Mr. Forrest?
Mr. Forrest,
I don't believe there is a June 31st, so we might want to make that June
June 30th.
30th. Also, the developer is here in case any of you have any questions or anything for him.
So you're okay with June 30th, right?
Yeah.
First and second, okay. No questions? Roll call.
Alderman Catalano?
Yes.
Alderman Jacob?
Yes.
Alderman Lazara?
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky?
Yes.
E. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Woods?
Yes.
And that passes. So item number 3 comes off because we're not going to take action on this. Item number 3 has been. Oh, that's the schedule. Mike, go ahead, you want to read the motion?
The motion for an ordinance proposing a redevelopment plan and project for and designation of the Thornville Corridor Tax and increment financing redevelopment project. The area and the adoption of a tax increment allocating financing, therefore conveying a joint review board and calling a public hearing in the connection therewith.
Is that your motion?
That's my motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Bond?
Yeah, there's no action being taken other than to convene a joint review board, the next joint review board meeting, and also calling the public hearing. The joint review board is going to be on February 2nd, and the public hearing will be on March 5th. So it's clear for the members of the audience.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Alderman Catalano?
Yes.
Alderman Jacob?
Yes.
Alderman Lazara?
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky?
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Woods?
Yes.
That's my report, Mayor.
Thank you, that passes. Next, on the other business, we do have item number 1. I need a motion to approve the agreement to establish an easement with the Forest Preserve District of DuPage County at 256 Middle Drive. Do I have a motion?
I make the motion.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Alderman Catalano?
Yes.
Alderman Jacob?
Yes.
Alderman Lazara?
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky?
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley?
Abstain.
Alderman Woods?
Yes.
That passes. Next, approval list of bills, January 1st, 2015, $339,098. Alderman Sizmarsky, you want to take that?
You just read it.
Yeah.
All right. I'll carry on with the second one. January 15, 2015, we have $1 million, or $1,345,919.
No, you got to do the first one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I need a motion on the $339,098.15.
That's your motion.
That's my
I'll
motion.
second it.
Any questions on the first list of bills? Okay, roll call.
Alderman Catalano?
Yes.
Alderman Jacob?
Yes.
Alderman Lazara?
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky?
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley? Alderman Woods?
Yes.
Should I ask him? Alderman R. Wesley?
Yes.
That passes.
Second, I have January 15, 2015, $1,345,919.29. That is my motion.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Any questions on these bills?
Let's go.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Catalano?
Yes.
Alderman Jacob?
Yes.
Alderman Lazara?
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky?
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman Woods?
Yes.
And that passes. Do you need executive session to review official minutes, personnel?
Possible litigation.
Possible litigation. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.